Hi, everyone. Well, what do you think? Should we get started? You want to start? Let's have a round of applause for all the people who are rushing to their seats. Let's hear it for those folks who are all going to sit down because they realized they're about to get started. There. Almost. If you don't sit down, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to send an 80-year-old to your table to straighten you out. Everyone good? There's a couple of more. I hate to start when people are still finding their seats, because then they'll get all nervous and combobulated. The last person sitting at that table has to do dishes, just so you know. Are we in? Phew. Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight. My name is Dave Kelly, and tonight is a celebration of the top 7 over 70. Let's hear it for tonight. Look at all these people, just by applause. How many people were here 2 years ago at the inaugural? How many people were here 2 years? Listen to you. My favorite part about that is there's a few relief claps. I didn't know I was going to make it to this one, but here I am. I just spoke to one of our winners from 2 years ago who finished a marathon in Berlin last week, and he's here. So tonight is going to be a great night. Just by applause, let me hear how many people this is your first time here. Let me hear you. Oh. I said this last time. This night is one of my most favorite nights that I ever get to be an MC for. What a thrill. What a thrill to be inspired by all of the people you are about to meet that I get to sit down with. And the thing I love about interviewing people who are over 80 or over 70 is when they sit there, they don't care anymore. They'll say anything, they'll do, what are they gonna do? What are we gonna do? Kick them out, take their award away? They've seen everything, but honestly, they've also lived everything. Everybody you're gonna meet tonight, at some point in their life, was brought to their knees by life. Everyone you're gonna meet tonight, at some point in their life, was rocked by something they didn't see coming. And everyone you're gonna meet tonight found a way to say, I'm going to get up and I'm going to make something happen. And what they made happen has led to all of the family members who are here, all the coworkers who are here that said, these people are our heroes. And tonight I get to sit and we all get to meet some heroes. Are we ready for that? Yeah. So, first of all, there's one very young man I want to thank, Al Muirhead. Al, I'm not sure where Al went to sit. Al was in our band. Where are you, Al? I don't know if he's still... There's clapping here. There was a band over there. Let's hear it for Al, wherever he is, Al Muirhead, who did our music for us. Thanks, Al. Oh, he's right over here. Hi, Al. Thank you very much. Al is available for any events you want, and he gives you a senior's discount. So how do you like that? That's a bad joke. Secondly, if you don't have your pins, they say 80 is the new 65. Make sure you put your pins on. This was Jim and the rest of the committee's idea. This is Jim's line, 80 is the new 65. My idea was we should all get pins that say, you don't have to try till you're 70, but they didn't go for that one. So this is the pin. So if you have it, put it on. And if the person beside you doesn't have theirs on, just kindly and gently reach over and jab it into them so that they have 80 is the new 65. We have some very special guests that we're going to get to meet. We are going to, of course, meet Naheed Nenshi. Our mayor is going to be by in a bit. We're also going to welcome Alberta's Minister of Seniors and Housing, the Honourable Josephine Pon, in just a bit, and I'm going to introduce you to her. But first, I wanted to take a second to take this opportunity to acknowledge something that I get to do a lot, but I'm proud to do, that we are on the traditional territories of the people of Treaty 7. This region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprising the Siksika, the Piikani, and the Kainai First Nation, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda First Nation, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. And the city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. For thousands of years, our First Nation people met where the rivers meet to talk about life, to trade, to fight, to love, and to say, what do we want to do with ourselves? And here we get to do the exact same thing, and we are lucky. So I want to introduce you to a couple of very important people. First of all is Calgary's Reverend Bob Pinn, who's going to say grace. This is what I love about Reverend Pinn. He was born in Toronto, but he moved to Calgary. How many of us said, it's better here, isn't it? He did that in 1977. He served as the Archdeacon and Dean of the Anglican Diocese. He also created and supported a number of social programs, including one focusing on the fight against senior abuse. He's a funny guy, he's a solid guy, and just so you know, he knows everything you did wrong. That's not true. We're thrilled to have him here. Let's welcome Reverend Bob Pinn. Come on up here, Bob.
As I get older, I get more and more solid, unfortunately. It's a good thing at the beginning of an event like this to pause. That's one of the functions of a grace, is to give us a moment to slow right down after we've been busy talking and all the energy that's in the room, and just reflect for a moment on the deep significance of what we're about to do and the people we're about to honor. My prayer then is this, and it's about call. It is always there, sometimes screaming, sometimes inaudible, often a still, quiet prodding from below our conscious minds. It is an impulse rising against all odds, the heart aroused, invoking skill and conviction, building hope in the valley of shadows, free from the tyranny of outcome or reward. Here we are gathered before its fire, in a sacred circle of trust, and feel the deep heat of heart strength that is courage. Here we speak from our inner voice, and let our minds ride on the reasons of the heart. Here we are lifted by each other's compassion when spirits falter and the voice seems silent. Here we celebrate each other's gifts and embrace the sacrifice that sets us free. Here we give our deepest thanks for all who act upon their inner call. Lift high the souls of our 7 over 70 and all who serve within the eternal web of mutual love. Blessing, blessing, blessing. Beyond this meal, beyond this night, and beyond all those who have gathered in the name of love.
I know you never know at the end of grace because you think, do I clap? Do I clap for God or do I clap for the Reverend? But I think we can clap for the Reverend for such a great grace. Thank you so much. And now, I would like to introduce you to Alberta's Minister for Seniors and Housing. Let me tell you a bit about Minister Josephine Pond. She was elected to the Legislative Assembly of Alberta April 16th, 2019 as the MLA for Calgary Beddington. She has a wealth of experience in banking, working for more than 20 years with Scotiabank and at Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation. Minister Pond has also managed a restaurant group and been an active volunteer for numerous nonprofit groups. And she gets to come up here now. Would you please welcome Minister Josephine Pond.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dave, for the kind introductions. This is amazing. 800 people in this room. I would say congratulate the top 7 over 70 for the well done and organized such an amazing event. Give them a round of applause. It is my great pleasure to join you and bring greeting on behalf of Premier Jason Kenney and my government colleagues. And I'm so happy and grateful to be here for this such a special event. What a great night, and what a wonderful idea. It is so important to recognize the contributions that these remarkable seniors that make a contribution to the community. Recently, I had the privilege of presenting the Minister's Senior Service Award to some very amazing recipients. And just want to let you know, some of the senior, I have to check the ID because they do not look like 65 or older. This award recognizes a volunteer service to support seniors and outstanding seniors who have provide long-term volunteer service in the community. These dedicated volunteers make a difference in the life of so many seniors and contribute so much to their community. Nominations for 2020 Minister's Senior Service Award will open in the winter. I encourage all of you consider nominating someone for a Minister's Senior Service Award. As a volunteers, mentor, leader, and workers, seniors continue to accomplish so much. I'm extremely impressed by the top 7 over 70 recipients. From the business to art, science, and healthcare, these individuals are full of new ideas and developing new ventures that will benefit all of us. They are also sharing their wisdom and experience with the next generation. I'm so inspired by your example and grateful for your contributions to our wonderful city, Calgary. While I'm on the subjects of making a difference in Calgary, I want to thank Jim Gary and Brian Fileski for creating this top 7 over 70 award. Highlighting this is a remarkable individual and their accomplishments since turning 70 help promote a positive view of aging. And it's so important because aging does not stop someone from forming a new ideas or a new point of view. In fact, each of these award recipients are now in their 80s. And continue to build their communities and connecting, encouraging with Calgary's future business leader. Once again, congratulations to tonight's all recipients. As one of the recipients say, get at it, do it well, and get involved. That is a great advice for any age. Well, thank you so much again for the invitations tonight. This is a special gala, and congratulations to the recipient, and enjoy yourself tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister. Let me give you a sort of a breakdown of how this night's going to go. As you can see, folks are coming around with the salads. Because we didn't want this to go till midnight, and we like to run a tight ship, We want to make sure we're going to bring the salads out. As long as you chew quietly, that's great. And then we're going to interview a couple of the top 7 folks, and then we're going to give you time to eat. And then I'm going to bring a couple of more up, and then we're going to give you time to eat, and then we're going to do a few more. So that's how the night's going to go. So as long as you can eat gently, we'll be able to keep going. I want to now bring up Jim Gray, the founder of Top 7 Over 70, to say a few words. We all know if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. Let's hear it again for a leader, businessman, and a great person, Mr. Jim Gray. Thank you, Dave. Welcome, my friend. Great to have you. So great. You enjoy.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks very much. I think I better declare right now I'm not running for anything. Thank you all very, very much for coming. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. And I'd like to officially welcome you to the announcement of the 2019 Top 7 Over 70 Awards. Now, over the years, I have met a growing number of people who have started all kinds of marvelous new ventures after they retired. I also noticed there were a growing number of programs that recognized younger people's accomplishments, such as the Top 30 Under 30, the Top 40 Under 40. In fact, in Germany, they had the top 15 under 15 swimmers at one time. And however, when it came to celebrating the more experienced individuals, the only award programs that existed seemed to be those which celebrated lifetime achievements. And we wanted to create a program that instead of gave the older folks recognition for the new projects and initiatives that they are starting after the age of 70 in all fields, ranging from the arts, science, health, to business, academia, volunteerism, and philanthropy. This is our second set of Top 7 Over 70 awards. We distribute them every 2 years, and we are absolutely amazed and thrilled with the quality of nominations that we have received. Our winners represent vibrancy, optimism, and an amazing natural resource, the experience, expertise, and wisdom of older members of our community. They are making our city, in fact, they are making our world a better place each and every day. I also bring you greetings this evening from the chair of our Top 7 Over 70 Executive Committee, Bonnie DuPont. Bonnie and her wonderful team have worked tirelessly to ensure our event this evening runs smoothly and you have a good night, an interesting night. However, partway through the planning for this event, it was announced that Bonnie would be inducted to the Alberta Order of Excellence this year. That was the good news. The less than good news was that these awards were being presented in Edmonton today, the same day of the event she worked so hard to make happen. So even though Bonnie is up north receiving her prestigious award, she wanted everyone to know that she is with us in spirit and thinking of all of us tonight. And especially and Bonnie is especially thinking of our Top 7 Over 70 winners. Our Calgary Top 7 Over 70 galas and awards, to our knowledge, are totally unique. No one else honors achievements over the age of 70. Our Calgary event is part of a larger vision, the Top 70 Over 70 nationally. We are in a preliminary discussions with a number of cities right across this great and wonderful country of ours, urging them to follow Calgary's lead, and I must say, we are encouraged. Now, the Top 7 Over 70 program was created to celebrate the remarkable achievement of people in this age group, but also to better involve them in our city's economic growth. Following the vision and leadership and inspiration of our friend Brian Fileski, we have formed a sister organization, Intergen. Intergen matches younger entrepreneurs with more experienced senior business people, which make use of the incredible human capital in our community. To learn more about Intergen, please enjoy. I'd like to invite you to enjoy the following video.
Really delighted to share a few words with you about Intergen, and I do so on behalf of our very fine team. We also do so with a big bunch of humility and profound thanks for all your generous support. You really have taken our breath away. Thank you, thank you. As most of you know, Intergen is a family offspring of the Gala. The Top 7 Over 70 celebrations provide immense inspiration for all seniors. The idea of the Gala was, of course, Jim Gray's. Because of his vision, unbelievably, we've now sold out 2 galas, which together have gathered over 1,600 people, and we've assembled a mighty troop of volunteers. And incredibly, we've raised over $7.5 million for the important work of Intergen. That is, the work of connecting talented seniors with younger entrepreneurs and accelerating their innovative enterprises. It's all truly amazing. But please, Jim Gray, no more big ideas for a while. We are exhausted. The galas say to all seniors, your experience and your talents are valuable. So get engaged. You can make a real difference, whatever your passion. This year's 7 honorees are each a fabulous example of that message and that passion. Further, if your senior talents and your passions lie in the area of commerce, and you're interested, or you would be interested in working with younger entrepreneurs to advance their innovative businesses at any level, including social enterprise, then Intergen wants you. If you're golfing a lot these days, your game just gets worse, right? So get involved with Intergen. Sadly, as we all know, over the past 5 years, thousands of talented senior people have been downsized in Calgary. Most of them have not been re-engaged, and likely they will not get re-engaged. That's a wretched shame, but it's also a great opportunity for all of us. All this senior talent is a huge treasure trove of human capital. We can capture it and we can engage it for their benefit and for all our benefit. And Intergen can be the pathway for those talented seniors to get re-engaged. So please, now, see the Intergen cards on each of your tables. To all of you talented seniors here tonight with commercial backgrounds, please sign the back of those cards or register directly on our friendly website, as we've noted on the cards. Similarly, those of you who are here tonight who are with corporations which have talented retirees, or those professional organizations and community organizations with senior membership, please take those cards. Get your talented seniors registered on our website. We want hundreds of talented seniors on our website roster. Likewise, to all of you here tonight, particularly you younger people who have or know of innovative companies at any level, startup, scale up, do get those companies registered on our website too. As well, we look to all our very fine ecosystem partners and our community partners to help us register a huge roster of innovative companies on our website. Intergen is all about matching these innovative companies on the one hand with talented seniors on the other. Together we can make Intergen a great big mega matchmaker. Our hope is that Intergen will make the dating site Plenty of Fish really pale by comparison. We also want to emphasize that Intergen with its matching platform and developing program, our workshops and our roundtables for education and inspiration are all open for the innovation ecosystem participants in Calgary and the community to use, to be involved in, and to benefit. We also, as many of you know, have a $6 million fund in which many of you have invested with a world-class manager and Synovus and Suncor as co-investors. The intention is to invest in companies which are at the scale-up level. So, it's all very exciting. Together, Intergen can be and will be a big win-win. A win for seniors, a win for younger entrepreneurs, and a win for the whole community by helping it to re-energize and diversify. Together, we can help make for a better future for all of us and for all our families. We thank you very, very much.
So thank you all for being here. We're very grateful. We appreciate your support. Remember, 80 is the new 65. That's our motto for the top 7 over 70. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jim Gray. So, do you want to meet some of our winners? What do you say? Oh, do you want to meet a winner? What do you say? Okay. So let me explain how this is going to work. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to introduce our recipient. And then we'll play a video to help set the stage. During that video, our recipient is going to come and sit. And then I am going to then chat with them for a little bit about their life and what they've learned. Make sense? So let me introduce our first recipient. His name is Gus Yaki. Now, Gus is being recognized for his environmental work. He started birding courses for Friends of Fish Creek Provincial Park Society at the age of 72. These courses now run about 38 times a year, and he's trained 30 leaders to assist with the course. He records bird sightings for national bird counts and university studies, while also raising significant dollars for conservation-based organizations. And he is a tireless teacher, presenting at schools, parks, libraries, and community centers. It's estimated he's presented to 7,000 people since turning 70 years of age. And how old is he now? He's 87. We're going to play a video, and then you're going to get to meet him. Let's have a look.
Tim McConnell phoned me. And then right after that, I got several emails. One from my nominee, Susan Church. I appreciate the recognition.
He's like the dean of nature in Calgary. And thousands, literally thousands of people are now more aware of their environment and looking in and listening and taking part.
I'm still doing the same thing almost every day, sometimes twice a day, lecturing to a class of students or leading a group. So life goes on just the same.
Very few will realize the impact that that man has had to make Calgary really a better place for all of us to live in.
Well, lots of people have told me that I've changed their life. So from that point of view, I guess it is neat.
Nature is very important to me, and I've never met anybody more inspirational and really contagious in Gus's devotion to nature and our wild environment that we live in.
I've been inspiring people to enjoy nature, to appreciate what it is, because without the flora and fauna, we won't be here either. So I would hope that you would recognize the value of all those things, and then hopefully you would do what I was doing, trying to inform everybody that our own future is at stake.
He has this boyish enthusiasm. He always describes himself as, I'm just a young boy who likes birds. And it's that youthful enthusiasm that I think draws so many people in. Experiencing his humor, he always has little twists on words, and you're hearing Latin words like epilobium angustifolia and bubus virginianus.
You know how to make God laugh? You tell her your future plans.
Would you please welcome Mr. Gus Yaki to the stage? Welcome.
Thank you, Dave.
What a pleasure to have you here. How does it feel looking at that video? There's a lot of people that seem to appreciate you, Gus.
Well, I was in that position before, so I don't know that I feel any different than I did at that time.
You, we were talking earlier, and I had a couple of questions. I said, okay, why, you're 87 now, why do you do what you do, or why do you keep doing it?
Well, one of the things that most people don't seem to realize is that we are part of nature. We're an animal, and we live the same way that all other living things do. We need to have food, we need to have water, we need to have air to breathe. And as long as we look after those things, we'll continue to survive. But the present scenario is that a lot of these things are disappearing. I do a monthly walk along the Elbow River from Stanley Park to the Glenmore Dam. And I've done that since I came to Calgary 26 years ago. And in that time, we have lost 16 common species. They're totally gone. They blink out one at a time. Nobody's aware of it. And the rest of them are on the descent. So in another 26 years, there may not be any birds left. And if there's no more birds, we probably, as a species, may not be around either.
It's, and I know that this is a very big passion of yours, and that's why we're here. Was there somebody that started that, or a mentor or a teacher that got all this going in your world?
Probably my first school teacher. She had a little 3x6 bird book, 3x6 inches bird book. So on the way to school, I grew up in Saskatchewan, north of North Battleford, and I walked nearly 3 miles.
You know, you can't say Saskatchewan without all of them going bananas here. So let's hear it for Saskatchewan so we can get it out. So tell us.
Anyway, I had to walk nearly 3 miles, uphill both ways. Anyway, we would see, we would flush a bird off its nest, and I would take note of it. And when we got to school at recess or noon hour, we would look through this little bird book that my teacher had. So that was the impetus for my interest, because each day we would see a new species. And over the course of my schooling, I learned all the birds of Saskatchewan.
Isn't that interesting that decades ago has still an effect on you? And the truth is, we saw in the video, there are kids out there and middle-aged people out there who, if I ask them, what was your start? They're going to say it was you. You were the guy that got them started.
Well, that's good for them.
I have a couple more questions. What have you learned since you turned 70?
What have I learned? Probably how little I really know, or how little we all really know. If you measure, if you used a measuring, I know 1 millimeter of what a kilometer of information that we still don't know about. We haven't learned to ask all the questions.
Well, this is why I'm here. I get to at least ask you. So I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. And next February, March, I'm going to take them out on the back deck, and I'm going to say, a wise man told me that you two should listen to hear what? What birds can I get them to listen for in March of next spring?
Well, starting in mid-February, the house finch starts to sing. The male has a beautiful red head and rump, and he's up on the top of the spruce or birch tree in the neighborhood, singing his heart out, trying to tell a female come and raise a family with me. I've got a good neighborhood here, and we can have descendants, hopefully well into the future.
I used to do that at the Calgary Stampede all the time. So that fits. I mean, and I know that I can look up that song on my phone. Do you know what that song sounds like at all, or should I look it up?
Oh, it's a beautiful tinkling song. I can't imitate it, but
Listen
Yeah.
for that. My kids, I'm going to listen for those for the birds in the spring. I was asking Gus earlier. I said, "Is there anything I can go outside and listen to tonight?" And he said, or tomorrow. And he said, "Most of the singing's done for the winter, but in the spring it'll all come back, and hopefully it'll all come back because of leaders like you." He is our top 7 over 70 first recipient. Let's hear it for Gus Yaki. Thank you, Gus. I'm going to invite Kim McConnell up here to present you with your award. We're going to get a picture. You two do this. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Let's hear it one more time
Okay.
as he makes his way off. Isn't that great? That's just the first one. Okay, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to let you eat for a bit. So our second recipient of our top 7 over 70 is Mr. Bob Braun. Let me tell you a bit about him, then we'll play a video. I know, right? Bob is a tireless leader, respected community builder, and a person of extraordinary action in our city for decades. Since turning 70, he chaired the Legacy Project for the Rotary Club of Calgary South, which raised $1 million for local charity projects. He has been a leader and major donor in helping Heritage Park develop a new attraction that celebrates the energy industry. And he has started a new venture, a 34-acre senior retirement complex unique to this city, built by his family's generous Braun Family Foundation. He only happens to be 83. And before we bring him up here, let's have a look at his video.
I got a phone call from Jim Gray one morning. I knew Sherry had put in the application, and yeah, I was quite surprised. I was taken aback a little bit that I was qualified, but it was very, very much appreciated.
There's so much about Bob that is so humble and so just part of him. But when you start learning about how he does things, how he treats people, how he thinks, and the visionary ideas that come forward, it's so much more than just being impressive.
It's always nice to be appreciated by the people that you work with and are surrounded by.
One of the biggest projects that Bob has undertaken since 70 is he is using his own property to develop a very unique senior citizens facility, a whole village of senior citizens, all different kinds of housing capabilities, care facilities, and to dedicate it to all of us who are going to be able to use it in the city as we age is unbelievable.
I've always found it easier to be in business than not to be in business, and it's just been a lot of fun.
For those of us involved in the oil and gas industry, and I am as well, I love this Heritage Park project where they're developing a facility in order to share with people how the oil and gas industry developed, but the focus is on the mavericks of the industry. That's Bob Braun, and that facility at Heritage Park is going to be amazing thanks to people like Bob, especially Bob.
There's lots of people out there in this community that do a lot of work after retirement. So, not that I'm retired, but there's a lot of opportunity, and the community benefits greatly from it.
Would you please welcome Mr. Bob Braun? Welcome, Bob.
Thanks, Dave.
So I know all the work you do, you're proud of, but I know the Heritage Park. I explain to folks a bit of what that is so that you know.
Well, we think that the
the people that put together the energy industry in this province deserve a lot of recognition. And there really isn't a place, there really isn't a place that could happen. And what better place than Heritage Park to do that? And so we're redoing the Dingman well there, the coal mines, and we're going to have an information center that not only looks at the past but looks at the future. And it's really a spot that I think all of you in this room can go and recognize the people that have contributed to this province over time.
How about that for a vision,
Yeah.
huh? Why? Why do you do what you do?
Dave, my grandparents came here in the early 1900s, and they settled in this part of the province. And I guess I have some scenario with your opening remarks that recognize the native people in this part of the world. But we should recognize the settlers that came here too. And they worked the land, they built the cities, and I think they deserve some recognition. And it's our responsibility, I think, to give that recognition to those people. And certainly when you go back and think about the oil wells in Drayton Valley and in Turner Valley, you know, those were pioneers in this part of the country, and they deserve some recognition. And that's one of the things that I want to try and accomplish at Heritage Park.
Tell me, what have you learned since you turned 70?
Well, I think what I've learned is that you shouldn't stop. You know, you got to keep going. It's a lot better to keep going than to. Well, I'm not a golfer, so I don't go golfing very often. But you know, that's what we should be doing, and it's much more easier to do that than to quit and sit back and watch TV or listen to commentators on the television.
Wait a minute. If there's people in the room who are thinking, man, in a couple of years, I can just stop. I'm going to leave work. I get to relax. I'm going to golf. This is what I'm going to do, or whatever that is. What's your advice to people who are looking at getting older from your perspective? What would you say to them?
Well, I think there's always something to do. And it's a lot easier to stay busy than it is to sit in a relaxing chair. So I think that's what we should be doing. Let's look for things to do, and you know, business has been good to me, and I think the oil business is a fantastic opportunity in this part of the world. It still is, and you can always stay involved. So that's what I think we should do.
Okay, final question. You seem optimistic. You seem like a person, and I know you've lived a full life. You have every reason to be cynical, to be bitter, to be anything, because any of us could. You haven't. What keeps you positive?
Well, I lived through the first Trudeau, so and I guess I can live through the second. But this country is a wonderful place to do business, and I really just think that's what should keep us involved.
How about that?
Yeah.
Hey? Didn't I tell you? I said this is fun. I want to bring up Cameron McDonald. Do you have any final thoughts? Because I feel like you've got lots of final thoughts, so I don't want to interrupt anything.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I've established my political scenario.
I mean, there's a podium right there, Bob.
No,
if you think you're good.
I can't compete with Jim. Anyways,
Cameron, come on up. We want to present our second recipient. Would you please recognize Bob for all the work he's done? Mr. Bob Braun, recipient.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you.
So good.
Oh, I've got.
See, this is the thing. They'll say whatever they want to say. And I say, good on them. That's why we're here. So now we're gonna take a short break to give you time. I wanted to mention in the videos you see, Contemporary Calgary, if those of you that remember the old Science Center, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful building now. It's a beautiful new gallery, and they brought us in to shoot all those videos. So can we thank Contemporary Calgary for helping us out? We're going to clear off your salads, put the main course down, and then once that's ready to go, you're going to get to meet some more recipients. Enjoy your dinner. Let's hear it again for our first two. Thanks, everyone.